Hi, guys. Welcome to the Sage and Whiskey podcast. This is episode 6, and I am your host, Nataly Lorraine. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with my new friends. Without further ado, we're going to start out with the collective read for the week. Now, basically, I kind of got this message already before I even flipped any cards, but I pulled from my Oracle deck, my Sacred Earth Oracle deck. I love this deck. And the card that I got was renewal. When you think about renewal, you think about things starting over or beginning. And I feel like with where we are in today's society, especially during this quarantine or this grand shift that is happening in the year of the Aquarius, it is forcing a lot of people to reevaluate what they're currently doing and how they can make a change. Now, I'm going to read directly from the Sacred Earth Oracle book on what they have for this particular card. It says, giving something a try is not making a lifelong obligation. You can switch, swap, and refine your interests, friends, lovers, careers, plans, home, and homes as often as you like. If something doesn't fit right, try something else. If that doesn't work out, try something else. What you are looking for could be around the next corner. There is no failure in moving on or starting over. And I think that is so profound because I feel like a lot of us, especially now, we are in this state of evaluation and wondering what our next steps should be. And some of us are coming from a place of fear where instead of opening up our opportunities and growing, we shut down and hunker with what we have already. Now, there is nothing wrong with being content. But if you are not striving for you to have something more, there can be disconnect. Contentment is for people who feel like they are doing exactly what they should be doing right now. If you are not one of those people, maybe this renewal is for you. Maybe it's time for you to start something new. I've seen on my timeline, I have a friend or associate, I should say, who started jewelry making. I have another friend who's picked up upholstery. I have another friend that's selling press on nails. Got a couple people on there selling plates and selling dessert jars and all that jazz. These people are starting something new because something was not working for them or they felt that something was missing from their lives. And they took action, put something together, whether it was perfect or not, and decided to go forward with that. So I challenge you this week to try something new. Whatever it may be, try something new that you've never done before and see where it takes you. Now, with my sage tip, kind of piggybacks off of this. As a practitioner, as a empath, as a healer, and as a witch, I have noticed that we can attract partners that need healing. And with this becomes a sort of mothering component or fathering component if you are a male listening. Be careful with that. I say that because I have experienced this several times that those relationships are not always the healthiest. In any relationship, yes, you are supposed to grow. There is going to be some type of mutual exchange. Someone's going to be broken in some areas, someone is going to be healed in some areas, and you're supposed to trade off in those areas within your relationship. However, if there is just one person giving and one person receiving, that is not an even exchange. And that can lead to resentment. So I say, as my sage tip for the week, is that you should be careful with who you partner with. Now, this is goes out to my regular people who do not do any magic, and it also goes out for especially for my magical people, because we do so much. We have this aura about us. We have this magic. You might be doing love spells on yourself, attraction spells on yourself, and you will attract so many people that are just drawn to you, and that you have to be careful and weed out those that are supposed to stay and for those who are not. All right? So for this week, I just say evaluate those relationships. See if there is a even give and take between you and that person. I truly believe that partnership is about building, is about um, legacy, whatever that legacy may be for you. And if you are partnered with a person that you don't believe can fulfill that legacy, it's time to make a change. It's time for a removal. Yes, yes, Spirit. It's time for a removal, and it's time for a renewal. So this week, my sage tip is be careful who you partner with, because if you partner yourself with someone who is not equipped to carry out your legacy, you will suffer. You may not suffer in the way that many people think. Like, the person may not be abusive physically, they may not be abusive verbally, they may be a good person. But if they do not have the tools to help you build this legacy or fulfill this legacy, you will suffer in your spirit, because we all deserve the best. And sometimes when we feel we act from a lack mentality, we feel that we don't deserve the best. And a lot of times that has to come from a lot of internal programming from our childhood, or some that we have picked up in our adulthood. But baby, let's not do it. I'll give you one example, because I said I was going to do the advice um, column. And I was talking with someone. I don't know when this was. I want to say it was a couple months ago, if that. And it was a younger girl, and they had just finally gotten into a real relationship. Okay, their first adult relationship. And this person was so head over heels for this man. And, as an older person, I kind of looked at this person as like my little sister. And I was just asking him, well, what did they do? Person said, well, they just got out of jail. They are looking for work. Okay. Now, my first red flag is a person, for this girl, was a person that did not have a job. So that made me think, where can this relationship go right as of now? Now, she was young, I want to say, but old enough to have a job. 22, 23, old enough to be working in the work field. So it made me wonder. And I asked them, okay, so didn't judge them on the jail thing because everybody makes mistakes. But it was just like, this person, one, is just getting out and they do not have their stability. So how can they provide a equal relationship? And that's where I wanted to ask or relay to this young person. Of course, I was 22, 23 before. I didn't want to listen to none of that. But I just thought, at 22 and 23, that we should be looking at things like this. This boyfriend is a very nice person, but the exchange is off balance from the beginning. And a lot of us will see this. It may be a job, it may be this person has kids, it may be that this person is not emotionally available, whatever it may be. This is not how we are supposed to be in partnerships. We should always be adding value, and the other person should be adding value as well. If not, one or both are going to suffer and or resent each other. That's all I have for you on that. I don't want to get too deep in that, but be careful who you partner with. Moving on. Our media spotlight of the day goes out to a movie that I have not seen in a long time, but I decided to go down nostalgia lane. My media spotlight is one of my favorite movies, which is Center Stage. This movie is cast. What is that child's name? I don't think any. The only person I notice in this movie is Zoe Saldana. Oh, and that other girl, I can't think of her name. No, that's not her. But this movie is set in a New York City. It's a dance movie, and it's about Zoe Saldana in a group of other women, basically showing you how dancers train and become into the companies. Super cute movie. Of course, it has a love scene. You have the girl who's in love with, the bad boy dancer. He's not your stereotypical. He's very talented. He sleeps with anything that walks. And then you have the other guy who is a quote unquote good guy. I'm not going to give him a quote unquote good guy because he actually is a genuinely great guy in this movie. He's not the nice guy who's just being nice to get with her. He's truly likes her. So you have that love triangle. And then you have a girl who has eating disorder. And then you have the drama between the main director and his wife. And it's just a very cute, it's not like Oscar worthy. I'm not going to lie to you. But they do have some great dance scenes. I love to dance. I used to love to dance when I was a child. I thought I was going to be an ice skater or a ballerina. But baby, my body had other plans. But I am still an avid lover of performing arts, and this movie has real dancers, and you can tell not like um, some movies where they have the main character who's not a dancer try to do it. They definitely have lots of real dancers in the movie as main characters. So that gave it a little bit more authenticity because as a person who plays music, I see it all the time where they have a person who never played music before and they're trying to play this really intense, really hard piece, and I'm looking at their fingers. I'm like, they're not playing that. So I imagine the same thing. I look for the same thing when I watch anything with dancing. But this is a cute movie. It was supposed to be a musical. It's not. But this movie, no matter when it comes on, it always gives me great vibes, always puts me in a good mood. It reminds me of my childhood dreams when I thought I was going to be a ballerina. But in Zoe Saldana, she's actually not bad in this movie. She kind of is the stereotypical bad black girl, but she gets away with it. I don't like that particular aspect. I would have loved for it to be a different person. I just feel like sometimes black women are portrayed, well, in a negative light. We always have to be the sassy black girl. Essentially, that's what she plays. But they normally do it, so I tolerate it in this movie. Super cute about friendships, about living in a big city, about how to strive for your dreams and just not giving up and of course finding love. Oh, your little rom coms. Is there comedy in there? It's a little comedy. So if you have a chance, check it out. Like I said, it's not Oscar worthy, but it's a cute little movie, a little light, to watch with your family. There's only like two sex scenes, so you can watch with children. And the sex scenes aren't like um intricate. Like they're not like watching HBO, where you can see them. It's like maybe 10 seconds and then if that, and they switch the screen. So for the most part, it's family friendly. Very few cuss words. Just a cute movie. So check it out. For my whiskey recommendation this week, I'm still drinking this big dog peach whiskey. However, I have decided to mix it with ginger beer and kind of make a whiskey mule. Now, if you have not had a Moscow mule, essentially you can make them with two different things. Sometimes you can make a Moscow mule. Normally it's with vodka. Anybody who knows me, I hate vodka. So, don't even bring it to me. So I made it with whiskey. I'm going to give you the correct, because I kind of eyeball it. Oh, they call it a Kentucky Mule. I guess that's what we can call it. I guess with bourbon. Yep. All right. So they call it Kentucky Mule. I didn't know they had an actual name. And it's a simple drink. You only need three ingredients. Okay. So you need one part bourbon or whiskey. I assume they use. I don't have bourbon. Bourbon is whiskey that's made in Kentucky. I don't know where this thing is made. I think it's not made in Kentucky. So basically, you just need whiskey, ginger beer, lime juice, and I like to put a little mint in there, top it off. So it's very simple. 2 ounces of whiskey. Fill the cup up with ice. Mix fresh lemon juice, or you can use a little concentrate because everybody ain't fancy like that. And you top it off with the ginger beer, just fill the top. It's very simple, very refreshing. Like I said, I like to keep my drinks simple. I do not have a full bar, and I am not trying to get one because that would be problematic for me to have in my house. So, at this time, because I'm still in transition, I'll probably be moving again soon. So, I didn't want to create something that I have to get rid of. So, I keep it simple and just buy my ingredients by the week, like I do for this segment. So I hope that next week I'll definitely be done with this bottle. I wasn't really drinking that much this week. And I will have another whiskey. I think I'm going to go with a different flavored whiskey. I think I might try that strawberry one. And I'll play around with that. So, yeah. But who knows? When I get in the store, if I see something else, I'll probably get it. I don't know. But thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.